The Stoics, throughout their long lives, mastered the art of understanding human nature, including the complex psychology of women. They believed that true power lies not in trying to control others, but in mastering oneself and one's interactions with the world. This ancient wisdom can be applied to modern-day situations, especially when it comes to attraction and intimacy. In today's episode, we're going to explore how to create an undeniable magnetic pull when you're sitting close to a woman so strong that 99% of girls will feel an irresistible attraction. These are not just tips on physical closeness, we're delving into the psychological and emotional aspects that make these moments so powerful. From knowing the right body language to understanding the subtle cues that drive attraction, each chapter will help you master the art of connection. Make sure to watch until the end to get the full picture, and if you find value in this content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below with your experiences. Share your stories if you have any, and let's get started. Chapter 1. You sit close. Sitting close to a woman is far more than just narrowing the physical distance between you. It's about creating an atmosphere of intimacy that goes beyond words. The closeness you establish sets the stage for a deeper connection, one that is rooted in subtle psychological cues and nonverbal communication. When you choose to sit close, you are making a deliberate move into her personal space, which, if done correctly, can ignite a spark of attraction that words alone might not achieve. One of the most crucial aspects of sitting close is the confidence with which you do it. Confidence is key here. Any sign of hesitation or nervousness can quickly ruin the moment. Women are highly attuned to the energy you project, and any uncertainty can make her feel uneasy. The Stoics, who were masters of self-control and emotional regulation, would emphasize the importance of maintaining composure in such situations. They believed that a man should be in full command of himself at all times, especially when in close proximity to someone he desires. This means being calm, collected, and in control of your body language. By sitting close with a sense of ease and assurance, you communicate that you're comfortable with intimacy, which, in turn, can make her feel more at ease and open to connecting with you. However, it's important to remember that sitting close isn't just about where you physically place yourself. It's also about how you position your body in relation to hers. Lean in slightly, just enough to suggest interest, but not so much that it feels intrusive. This slight lean can convey warmth and engagement without coming across as overly eager or desperate. Your body language should be open and relaxed, facing her, but not crowding her space. This delicate balance between closeness and respect is what makes your presence feel inviting rather than overwhelming. When done right, this can make her more receptive to your presence and more likely to engage with you on a deeper level. Additionally, sitting close allows you to pick up on her subtle cues more easily. This is where your observational skills come into play. Notice how she reacts to your proximity. Does she lean in closer, maintain eye contact, or perhaps play with her hair? These are all signs that she's comfortable and possibly even attracted to you. Being able to recognize these cues is essential because they will guide your next moves. If she's giving off positive signals, it's an invitation to continue building the connection. On the other hand, if she seems uncomfortable or distant, it may be a sign to give her a little more space. Another important aspect of sitting close is the opportunity it gives you to build a shared moment. The closer you are, the more you can create a sense of shared experience, whether it's watching something together, whispering a private joke, or simply feeling the warmth of each other's presence. This shared space is where connections are deepened and where the seeds of attraction are planted. By being attuned to her reactions and maintaining your composure, you can make this shared space one that she enjoys and wants to return to. Ultimately, sitting close to a woman is about more than just physical proximity. It's about creating a space where intimacy can flourish. It's about being confident, respectful, and observant, allowing her to feel both intrigued and comfortable in your presence. By mastering the art of sitting close, you set the stage for a deeper connection that can lead to genuine attraction. The Stoics understood that true power comes from within, and by harnessing that inner strength, you can create powerful connections with others, including the women you desire. Chapter 2. Keep her engaged. Maintaining a woman's interest is crucial when you're sitting close. The initial proximity sets the stage, but keeping her attention requires more than just being physically near. It's about creating a dynamic interaction that captivates her. Women are naturally drawn to men who can keep their minds stimulated and their emotions engaged. The Stoics, who were experts in mastering the art of conversation and human connection, would advise that this is where you subtly show your intellectual depth and emotional intelligence. Start by guiding the conversation into topics that are interesting, but not too heavy. Light-hearted banter, intriguing questions, and shared experiences can keep the dialogue flowing and enjoyable. This isn't about impressing her with grandiose stories or trying to dominate the conversation. Instead, it's about creating a comfortable environment where she feels relaxed and eager to contribute. The more you can keep her engaged in the conversation, the more she'll associate your presence with positive emotions, which is essential in making her feel connected to you. Body language plays a vital role in keeping her engaged as well. When you're sitting close, use subtle gestures to reinforce your words. A light touch on her arm when making a point, a nod to show you're listening, or maintaining strong eye contact can enhance the connection. The Stoics believed in the power of nonverbal communication, understanding that what you don't say is often just as important as what you do say. Your body language should reflect confidence and attentiveness, showing that you are fully present in the moment with her. Listening is another key element in keeping her engaged. Women are often more attracted to men who listen attentively rather than those who just wait for their turn to speak. When she shares something, respond thoughtfully and ask follow-up questions that show you're genuinely interested. This doesn't just keep the conversation going, it makes her feel valued and understood, which can deepen the emotional connection. The Stoics would encourage you to practice active listening, as it not only builds rapport but also demonstrates respect and empathy. As the conversation progresses, don't be afraid to inject a bit of mystery. Share interesting aspects of your life, but don't reveal everything all at once. Leave some details vague or suggest that there's more to your story than what you're sharing. This subtle play of withholding information can pique her curiosity and make her more invested in getting to know you better. Women are naturally curious creatures, and by keeping certain parts of your life under wraps, you create a sense of intrigue that draws her in. Finally, be aware of the balance between speaking and silence. Sometimes, a comfortable silence can be just as powerful as words. When you're sitting close, silence can create a moment of tension or anticipation, which can be incredibly attractive. The Stoics valued the art of silence, recognizing that it's often in these quiet moments that the deepest connections are formed. By embracing silence, you allow the tension to build, making the next words you say even more impactful. In summary, keeping her engaged while sitting close is about more than just conversation. It's about creating an experience that is intellectually stimulating, emotionally fulfilling, and slightly mysterious. By mastering the art of engaging her mind and emotions, you make her more invested in the interaction, increasing her attraction to you. Chapter 3. Introduce flirtation smoothly. As you continue to keep her engaged, it's important to gradually introduce flirtation into the interaction. Flirting is an art that, when done correctly, can create a powerful connection and increase her attraction to you. However, it's crucial to approach this step with subtlety and finesse, ensuring that your advances are welcomed and reciprocated. The Stoics would advise that true confidence comes from within, and that your flirtation should be a natural extension of your self-assuredness, not a forced or desperate attempt to win her over. Start by increasing the intensity of your eye contact. When you're sitting close, maintaining eye contact can create a deeper sense of intimacy and connection. Let your gaze linger a little longer than usual, and don't be afraid to let a slight smile play on your lips. This nonverbal cue is often the first step in flirtation, signaling that you're interested without saying a word. The Stoics believed in the power of subtlety, understanding that the most powerful messages are often those that are unspoken. Once you've established a comfortable level of eye contact, begin to introduce playful teasing into the conversation. Light-hearted teasing is a great way to create a fun and flirtatious atmosphere. It shows that you're confident enough to poke fun at her and yourself without taking things too seriously. The key is to keep the teasing light and never cross the line into anything that could be perceived as mean-spirited. The goal is to make her smile, laugh, and feel at ease in your company. In addition to verbal teasing, incorporate some light, casual touches. For instance, if she makes a joke or says something funny, lightly touch her arm or shoulder as you laugh. These small gestures can create a physical connection that complements the verbal one. Touch is a powerful tool in flirtation, as it can signal interest and create a sense of closeness. The Stoics, who valued human connection, would remind you to be mindful of how your touch is received. Pay attention to her body language. If she responds positively, you can continue. If she seems uncomfortable, it's important to back off and respect her boundaries. As the conversation becomes more flirtatious, you can start to introduce compliments. However, these should be specific and genuine rather than generic or overly lavish. Compliment her on something that you genuinely appreciate, whether it's her smile, her sense of humor, or something unique you've noticed about her. Genuine compliments can make her feel special and appreciated, which is a key aspect of building attraction. Finally, as the flirtation intensifies, begin to create moments of tension. This can be done through pauses in the conversation, where you simply look at her and let the moment hang in the air. These pauses can create a sense of anticipation and excitement, making the interaction feel more charged and intimate. The Stoics understood that tension is a natural part of human interaction, and when used correctly, it can heighten emotions and deepen connections. In conclusion, introducing flirtation is about balancing confidence with subtlety, making her feel both intrigued and valued. By gradually increasing eye contact, incorporating playful teasing, and using light touches, you can create a flirtatious atmosphere that deepens the connection and makes her more attracted to you. Chapter 4. Initiate light touch. Initiating light touch can be a powerful, non-verbal way to communicate interest and build intimacy, but it requires a delicate balance of confidence, sensitivity, and respect. Physical touch is one of the most direct ways to signal attraction, yet it must be approached with mindfulness to ensure that it enhances the connection rather than causing discomfort. The Stoics, known for their wisdom in navigating human interactions, would advise that such gestures be grounded in respect and attentiveness, ensuring that your touch is both welcomed and appreciated. The key to initiating touch lies in being attuned to the moment. Look for natural opportunities to make light, non-intrusive contact, such as when you're laughing together, sharing a private joke, or emphasizing a point in conversation. These moments should feel organic and unforced, aligning with the Stoic principle of living in harmony with the natural flow of events. For example, when handing her a drink or showing her something on your phone, let your fingers briefly brush against hers. These small, seemingly incidental touches can help establish a sense of closeness without appearing too forward. As you begin to introduce touch, start with the lightest and briefest of contacts. A gentle brush of your fingers against hers, or a momentary touch on her hand, can convey your interest while still being subtle. The Stoics believed in the power of subtlety and the importance of measured actions. In this context, the lightness of your touch allows her to feel your interest without feeling pressured or overwhelmed. If she responds positively, by smiling, maintaining eye contact, or not pulling away, this can be taken as a sign that she's comfortable and receptive to further touch. Once you've established a comfort level, you can gradually increase the frequency and intensity of your touches. move from brief, incidental contact to more deliberate gestures, such as lightly holding her hand for a moment longer or tracing your fingers along the back of her hand. These actions should still be subtle and gentle, in line with the Stoic ideal of moderation. The aim is to create a gradual progression of intimacy, allowing her to adjust to the increasing closeness at her own pace. Being mindful of her reactions is crucial at every stage. If she reciprocates your touch by holding your hand, leaning in closer, or making more physical contact herself, it's a strong indication that she's enjoying the interaction and feels comfortable with you. However, if she pulls away, tenses up, or seems uncomfortable, it's important to respect her boundaries and not push further. The Stoics emphasized the importance of self-discipline and controlling one's desires, which in this case means knowing when to ease off and give her space. It's also essential to be aware of the emotional context in which your touch occurs. Physical touch is not merely a mechanical action, it's a way of communicating your feelings and intentions. When you touch her fingers or hands, you're conveying a sense of warmth, care, and connection. The Stoics believed in the power of intention, and in this case, your intention should be to create a positive emotional experience for her, one that enhances her comfort and deepens the bond between you. Moreover, consider the timing and setting of your touch. The atmosphere around you can significantly influence how your touch is perceived. For instance, a light touch during a quiet, intimate conversation will likely have a different impact than the same touch in a more public or noisy environment. The Stoics would remind you to be mindful of the context and to ensure that your actions are appropriate to the situation. Finally, remember that initiating touch is not about rushing into physical contact, but about building a connection that feels natural and mutual. The goal is to make her feel valued and understood, not to assert dominance or control. By approaching touch with thoughtfulness and care, you can create moments of genuine connection that resonate with both of you on a deeper level. In summary, initiating light touch is a delicate process that requires confidence, attentiveness, and a deep respect for her boundaries and feelings. By being mindful of the moment, starting with brief, subtle touches, and gradually increasing the intensity, you can create a sense of intimacy that deepens the connection and enhances her attraction to you. The Stoics would advise that in all things, especially in matters of the heart, one must act with wisdom, patience, and a clear intention to build something meaningful and lasting. Chapter 5. Whisper in her ears. When you're sitting close to a woman, whispering in her ear is an incredibly intimate and effective way to create a deeper connection. The act of whispering not only brings you physically closer, but the sound of your voice so near her ear can send shivers down her spine. This technique, however, requires careful timing, delivery, and a deep understanding of the moment to ensure that it has the desired effect. The Stoics, known for their mastery of measured speech and their deep understanding of the power of words, would advise that the content and tone of what you whisper are just as important as the act itself. To begin with, the timing of your whisper is crucial. It should be a moment when the conversation has already established a level of comfort and closeness. Perhaps you're sharing a private joke, or you want to make a comment that's meant just for her ears. This is not something to rush into. Whispering too early can feel too intimate too soon, potentially making the situation awkward. The Stoics valued patience and the ability to read the room, which in this context means waiting for the perfect moment when whispering feels natural and appropriate. It's essential to gauge the flow of the conversation and the emotional tone before leaning in. When you do decide to whisper, the content of your words is paramount. Whether you choose to share a compliment, a witty remark, or something that only the two of you understand, your words should be chosen carefully to enhance the connection and make her feel special and appreciated. The Stoics believed in the power of words to shape relationships, and this is a prime example of how that power can be wielded effectively. What you say should resonate with her on an emotional level, creating a shared moment that strengthens the bond between you. Equally important is the tone of your voice when whispering. It should be soft, warm, and inviting, creating a sense of intimacy that draws her closer. The way you say something can often have a greater impact than the content itself. A gentle, almost breathy tone can make the moment feel more personal and charged with emotion. The Stoics would advise you to be mindful of your delivery, as it can convey more than just the words themselves. Your tone should carry the weight of your feelings, subtly expressing your interest and attraction. Your body language is also a key component of the moment. As you lean in to whisper, your proximity to her should feel comfortable, not invasive. The Stoics valued moderation in all things, and in this case, that means finding the right balance between closeness and respect for her personal space. Your goal is to create a moment of connection, not to make her feel crowded or uncomfortable. A slight tilt of your head, a gentle touch on her arm as you lean in, these small gestures can add layers of meaning to the whisper, making it more than just words. After you've whispered in her ear, it's essential to pay close attention to her reaction. If she smiles, laughs, or responds positively, it's a clear sign that she appreciated the gesture. This reaction indicates that she's comfortable with the level of intimacy you've introduced and is likely feeling more connected to you as a result. However, if she seems taken aback or uncomfortable, it's important to recognize this and adjust your approach accordingly. The Stoics believed in the importance of adapting to the situation, and in this case, that means being attuned to her responses and respecting her boundaries. If she seems uneasy, it's best to ease off and return to a more neutral form of conversation. The emotional context of the whisper is another critical factor. Whispering isn't just about the physical act, it's also a way to communicate emotions and deepen the emotional connection. When you whisper in her ear, you're not just making physical contact, you're also conveying a message of warmth, care, and closeness. The Stoics believed in the power of intention, and in this case, your intention should be to create a positive and intimate emotional experience for her. Your whisper should make her feel cherished and understood, strengthening the emotional bond between you. Moreover, the impact of a well-timed whisper can extend beyond the immediate moment. It can create a lasting memory, a private moment that the two of you share, which she may reflect on later with a sense of fondness. This shared experience can become a touchstone in your relationship, something that reinforces the connection between you. The Stoics would appreciate the lasting impact of such moments, as they understood the importance of building strong, meaningful relationships through thoughtful and deliberate actions. In addition to the initial whisper, consider the possibility of building on this moment with further whispers throughout your interaction. As the evening progresses, you can use whispering as a recurring motif, each time drawing her closer and deepening the connection. This approach can create a rhythm of intimacy, where each whisper builds on the last, gradually intensifying the bond between you. The Stoics believed in the value of consistency and perseverance, and in this case, that means consistently reinforcing the connection through your actions and words. In conclusion, whispering in her ear when you're sitting close is a powerful and intimate way to deepen the connection and create a memorable experience. By carefully choosing the right moment, speaking in a soft and warm tone, paying close attention to her reactions, and understanding the emotional context, you can make her feel special, appreciated, and drawn to you. This technique, when executed with confidence and sensitivity, can enhance her attraction and build a stronger, more meaningful bond between you. The Stoics would remind you that in every interaction, especially one as intimate as this, your words, tone, and intention should all work together to create a positive and lasting impact. Chapter 6. Read her reciprocation. As you continue to build a connection through proximity, conversation, and subtle touches, it's crucial to pay close attention to how she reciprocates your advances. Reading her reciprocation correctly is key to understanding whether she's genuinely interested and comfortable with the direction the interaction is taking. The Stoics, who were keen observers of human behavior, would advise that this step requires patience, awareness, and a deep respect for her feelings and boundaries. start by observing her body language. Is she leaning in closer to you, mirroring your movements, or maintaining eye contact? These are positive signs that she's comfortable and possibly interested in you. On the other hand, if she's pulling away, crossing her arms, or avoiding eye contact, these could be signals that she's not as comfortable or interested as you might have hoped. The Stoics believed in being attuned to the subtleties of human interaction, understanding that often, actions speak louder than words. In addition to body language, listen to her verbal cues. Does she laugh at your jokes, respond thoughtfully to your comments, or ask you questions in return? Positive verbal responses indicate that she's engaged in the conversation and enjoys your company. However, if her responses are short, hesitant, or if she frequently changes the subject, it might suggest that she's not fully invested in the interaction. The Stoics valued clear and honest communication, and this extends to being able to read between the lines of what is said and unsaid. Reciprocation also extends to how she responds to physical touch. If you've initiated light touches or leaned in closer to whisper, how does she react? If she reciprocates with touches of her own, maintains physical closeness, or even initiates touch, these are strong indicators that she's attracted to you and comfortable with the level of intimacy. Conversely, if she pulls away or seems stiff when you touch her, it's important to respect her boundaries and refrain from pushing further. The Stoics taught the importance of moderation and self-control, and in this context, that means not forcing an interaction that isn't mutual. Another aspect to consider is the overall mood of the interaction. Is she relaxed, smiling, and enjoying herself? Or does she seem distracted, tense, or disinterested? The general vibe can give you valuable insights into whether she's reciprocating your interest or simply being polite. The Stoics believed in the importance of harmony and balance in relationships, and part of that balance is recognizing when things are naturally progressing and when they are not. Finally, be mindful of her comfort level. Even if she's reciprocating your advances, it's crucial to ensure that she's genuinely comfortable and not just going along with things out of politeness. The Stoics emphasized the importance of empathy and understanding in all interactions. In this case, that means being sensitive to her needs and feelings, and being willing to slow down or change course if necessary. In conclusion, reading her reciprocation is about being observant, respectful, and responsive to her signals. By paying close attention to her body language, verbal cues, and overall comfort level, you can gauge whether she's interested and comfortable, allowing you to navigate the interaction in a way that respects her boundaries and deepens the connection. Chapter 7. Take it further if there is an opportunity. If you've carefully read her signals and determined that she's reciprocating your interest, the next step is to take the interaction further if the opportunity presents itself. This is where things can potentially move from flirtation to something more intimate. However, it's crucial to proceed with caution and sensitivity, ensuring that any advances you make are welcomed and appreciated. The Stoics would remind you that true wisdom lies in knowing when to act and when to hold back, making sure that your actions are in harmony with the situation. The first step in taking things further is to be attuned to the moment. Look for signs that she's open to deepening the connection, such as lingering eye contact, subtle touches, or a more intimate tone in the conversation. If the atmosphere feels right, you might consider moving closer or making a bolder gesture, such as holding her hand or brushing her hair back from her face. The Stoics believed in the importance of being present and fully engaged in the moment, and this is especially true when deciding to take an interaction to the next level. Before making any significant moves, it's important to ensure that there is a clear mutual interest. Ask yourself if her actions and words have consistently shown that she's comfortable and interested in you. If there's any doubt or if her signals have been mixed, it's better to err on the side of caution. The Stoics valued prudence and self-restraint, recognizing that it's better to miss an opportunity than to risk overstepping boundaries. If the opportunity does seem right, proceed with confidence but also with care. If you decide to initiate a kiss, for example, do so slowly and gauge her response. If she responds positively, you can proceed. If she hesitates or pulls away, respect her boundaries and don't push further. The Stoics believed in the virtue of temperance, acting with moderation and understanding the limits of what is appropriate. It's also important to communicate clearly and honestly. If you're feeling a strong connection and want to take things further, it's okay to express that verbally. You might say something like, "I really enjoy spending time with you," or "I feel a strong connection between us." This not only clarifies your intentions, but also gives her the opportunity to express how she's feeling. The Stoics valued clarity and honesty in communication, and this is crucial when navigating intimate interactions. Finally, be prepared to accept her response, whatever it may be. If she's open to taking things further, great. If not, accept her decision gracefully and without pressure. The Stoics taught that we should focus on what is within our control, our actions and reactions, rather than trying to control the outcome. If she's not ready or interested, respect her decision and continue to treat her with kindness and respect. In conclusion, taking it further when there's an opportunity is about balancing confidence with respect, ensuring that your actions are in harmony with her desires and comfort level. By being attuned to the moment, communicating clearly, and respecting her boundaries, you can deepen the connection in a way that feels natural and mutually satisfying. As we draw this episode to a close, it's clear that creating a strong connection with someone involves a blend of subtlety, confidence, and respect. Each of the techniques we've explored, sitting close, maintaining interest, initiating light touch, whispering in her ear, reading her responses, and knowing when to take it further, plays a crucial role in deepening your bond and enhancing attraction. The Stoics taught us that the essence of human connection lies in balance and understanding. By being mindful of these principles, you not only make meaningful connections, but also foster genuine, respectful interactions. Remember, the goal is to create an atmosphere of comfort and trust, where both you and your partner can explore the connection without pressure or discomfort. If you found these insights valuable, don't forget to watch until the end, like and subscribe to our channel for more tips and techniques. Share your experiences and stories in the comments. How have you used these techniques in your own life? Your feedback helps us create content that resonates with you and others who are on the journey of mastering the art of connection. Thank you for joining us today. Until next time, keep embracing the art of subtlety and respect in your interactions. See you in the next episode.